New Orleans throbbed with life, jazz spilled from every doorway. But Da Vinci Dupree sought a different rhythm, the rhythm of secrets. By day, he captured the city's soul on canvas. By night, he pursued another art form solving mysteries. His studio, nestled in the French Quarter, overflowed with both paintings and clues from past cases. Da Vinci possessed an artist's eye for detail. Nothing escaped his notice. He saw the truth hidden beneath layers of deception, just as he saw the vibrant colors beneath a seemingly dull surface. Tonight, however, his canvas lay untouched. A new mystery beckoned. It had begun with a whispered conversation overheard in a cafe. A stolen masterpiece, a shadowy figure, and a name whispered in hushed tones, Le Corbeau, the Raven. Da Vinci felt a familiar thrill course through him, the thrill of the chase. He pocketed his trusty magnifying glass, a gift from a grateful client, and stepped out into the humid New Orleans night. The French Quarter was alive with music and laughter. Tourists and locals mingled in the gaslight-drenched streets. But tonight, Da Vinci saw only the fog. It rolled in from the Mississippi, thick and silent, cloaking the city in an ethereal embrace. Perfect for secrets, perfect for Le Corbeau. He had caught a glimpse of the figure earlier, a fleeting shadow, tall and lean, melting into a doorway as Da Vinci approached. Now he stalked his prey through the labyrinthine streets, his senses on high alert. He relied not on speed, but on stealth and observation. The fog seemed to amplify every sound, the distant wail of a saxophone, the clip-clop of horse-drawn carriages on cobblestones, and then a muffled thud. Da Vinci froze, his heart pounding against his ribs. The sound had come from a narrow alley ahead, shrouded in an almost impenetrable veil of fog. He moved cautiously, his hand hovering near the pocket where he kept a small, silver-plated whistle, a gift from his younger days, a reminder of simpler times. But this was no time for nostalgia. This was the hunt. The alley smelled of damp earth and stale beer. It was a dead end, or so it seemed. But as Da Vinci's eyes adjusted to the gloom, he noticed a faint light emanating from what appeared to be a solid wall at the end of the alley. He approached cautiously, his hand brushing against rough brick. His fingers found a hidden latch, almost concealed by the grime of ages. It yielded with a soft click. He pushed the door open a crack and peered inside. A small, hidden courtyard lay beyond, illuminated by flickering gaslights and the pale glow of the moon, which managed to pierce the fog above. Several figures stood in hushed conversation, their faces obscured by the shadows. Da Vinci caught snippets of their conversation. Stolen, priceless, Le Corbeau. He pressed himself against the wall, his heart pounding in his chest. He was certain now. He had stumbled upon something significant, something dangerous. He recognized one of the figures, Anton Moreau, a prominent art collector known for his extravagant parties and even more extravagant acquisitions. What was he doing here in this clandestine meeting? And what was his connection to the stolen art and the mysterious Le Corbeau? Da Vinci knew he had to learn more. He had to find a way into that courtyard. Da Vinci waited until the figures dispersed, melting back into the fog like phantoms. Then, he slipped into the courtyard. It was smaller than he imagined, dominated by a wrought iron fountain that stood silent, its basin dry and cracked. He examined the ground, searching for any clue as to the identity of the gathered individuals. A dropped handkerchief, perhaps, or a misplaced cufflink. He found nothing. His gaze fell upon the building that backed onto the courtyard. It was a grand old mansion, its facade crumbling yet still imposing. Tall, arched windows, dark and vacant like the eyes of a sleeping giant, stared out at him. He recognized the building. It was the former residence of Anton Moreau. But it had been abandoned for years, deemed unsafe after a fire had ravaged its upper floors. Why would Moreau and his associates meet in the shadow of his former home? What secrets did these walls hold? Da Vinci felt a surge of adrenaline. The mystery had deepened. He was certain now that the stolen art, Le Corbeau, and Anton Moreau were all pieces of a complex and dangerous puzzle. A puzzle he was determined to solve. But he couldn't do it alone. He needed help. He needed someone who knew the streets of New Orleans as well as he knew the brushstrokes of the masters. He needed jazz and a prayer. Story by Donnie Widener.